Okay, today we're going to be doing function inputs and outputs, and we're going to be trying to figure out the input by using the output. So, the first problem would be gt is equal to negative 9t subtracted by 4. And what it tells us is that g blank is equal to 23. So, what does this tell us? Well, it basically tells us that this something t is equal to 23. Okay, so how would we solve that is the question. So we would bring down our 9t and we're going to write an equation. It's going to be negative 9t subtracted by 4, and then we're going to also factor that in and that is going to be equal to 23. So now all we have to do is solve for this t to find out what this would be. So now let's solve it. So we would have to get t alone. So you would add the 4 on this side, cancel it out, add a 4 on this side, and it would be equal to 27. And then you have negative 9t. And to get this t alone, there's some multiplication going on here, so you would divide by negative 9. So divided by negative 9. And then that would cancel out and you would get t. Then you would divide this by negative 9. 27 divided by 9 is 3, and it's a negative. So t would be equal to negative 3. And okay, our next problem is ft is equal to negative 3t plus 4. And it's telling us that f blank is equal to 19. So just like we did for the other problem, we're trying to figure out what t is and input it right here. But it basically tells us that whatever ft is, it's already equal to 19. So how are you going to solve that? Is to bring this down, get negative 3t plus 4, and bring that down is equal to 19. And then what we have to do is get the t alone. So we're going to solve it like an equation. And to get t alone, you would have to subtract 4. Subtract 4 from this side, you get 15. Negative 3t is 15. There is multiplication happening, so we would have to do the opposite and divide by negative 3. Then we would cancel that out and we would get t. And then for this side, you would divide it by negative 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and it's a negative, so t equals negative 5, and that would be correct. Okay, next problem. ft is equal to negative 2t plus 5. And it also tells us that f input t is equal to 13. So like we would solve every other problem, we're trying to find t, and that t would be equal to 13. So you would bring that down and rewrite the problem as negative 2t plus 5 is equal to, bring that down, 13. Now you would just solve it like a regular equation. Subtract 5 from this side, subtract 5 from that side, and that would cancel this out, and it would be 2t is equal to 8. And then you would there's multiplication happening, so you would do the opposite and divide by -2, and then you would get t by itself because that cancels out. And same on this side, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and it's a -4. So the answer to that would be -4.